decided that even though the boat is not completely livable yet, and I still need to find some solutions for the leaks that I have, I'm gonna build the bed now. And because it's such a space where nothing is equal or mirrored, I'm gonna pre-build it with these thin planks and kind of see how it works with this, and then I'm gonna take this as a template for the actual wood that I'm gonna cut. Let's see if that makes sense.
Love looks different from time to time. It can look scared and it can look tired. Love can bring peace and it can bring war. Love is always worth wanting more.
It's crazy what's going on right now. I am looking for new income streams, new job or self-employment or anything, while I'm also looking kind of for a home, but only partially because I still think that I'm gonna make this my home. So I'm also really focusing on getting this boat ready to at least have a bed on here that I can sleep on here and it's warm enough and not too moist, that I can make that work. I got myself some friends to help me with some of the tasks because I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I really enjoy building on the boat. This is still bringing me a lot of joy, and I think I really needed this boat to get through this difficult, very uncertain time with work and home base, because I could just do one step after another on here, and it just felt really good to have something to do and something where I do see progress and I get things done. I'm not sitting somewhere on the couch contemplating about life and how crazy everything has just gotten in the last 2 months. And here I'll need to see that I get this even, of course, because I don't think that this side and that side is even. So I think I will work with the level, even though I'm on a boat, because this and this is never the same. Never. I have to attach this frame to these glass fiber structures so that this is super solid. I got some bolts to go through here to really fix this proper, because this is one of the main structures. I'm gonna build several of these in the different distances, and then I'll build structure on top of that. So this needs to be stable. We'll see if I can make that work. My life has become pretty crazy. It feels like I'm building a whole new life now, because not only did I need to move out of the place where I was living, in addition I had let go of one of my 2 jobs, and then shortly after I learned that I'm also not gonna get any more work at my other job. And I kind of had hoped that that would still be there. Otherwise, I think I would not have let go of the other job. But it is what it is. So, new home, new work, new everything, while building this boat. I was a bit overwhelmed. I was a little bit definitely struggling. So that's why I also haven't been posting videos regularly, because I just needed to digest everything that was going on. So the idea is that I just tape everything together, how it's kind of fitting here now, and then I'll take this to a workshop and build it with the correct material. It's so difficult sitting in here. I'll have to do fine-tuning as soon as I bring the actual pieces in here. I think it could work this way. Is that good? Am I forgetting something? Basic. Next up, I'll mark this. Mid. This is port side, and this is starboard side. Good. This goes out. Well, where to start? Cut here. And then I need this length. Should have been all correct because this also still needs to be level. Which it is. Great! Next to all that is going on right now with basically losing 2 jobs or letting go of 2 jobs and losing my home, at least now I feel happy still. I really struggled the last 2 months. I was going through quite some depressive phases, really questioning life. Sometimes it got really dark. But now I think I'm slowly building up a new life. It will still take some time to really build that up, and I still have no idea what it will really look like. But I think it's going to be great. I think I'm the kind of person who lands on her feet and who can handle these kinds of challenges. At least I hope so. But it's not been easy. It's been the most difficult year, 2025, that I've ever had so far. On many different levels. Emotional, for the first part of the year, working through a lot of difficult emotions. And now a lot of fears coming up around the basics, like home, income, food. Yeah, but at least I didn't question myself, that I used to do a lot before. And I really learned this year that I'm good at reflecting, but I need to set a boundary to questioning myself instead of just reflecting on myself, whether I'm the problem or whether I need to change something about myself, if that's why things on the external are happening. But I truly think that even though a lot of shit is happening, I'm on my way. And I just need to do one step at a time right now, because everything looking too far forward really scares me. Not knowing what's going to be in January and whether I will have enough money, whether I will have a place to sleep. For this last month, the whole month of December, I was crashing on my friends' couches or in guest rooms. Luckily, I have a very good friend space up here in Tromsø, with a lot of people who have guest rooms. So far it worked out relatively well, but I'm really looking forward to making this my home, even though it really doesn't look like it yet. Port side, and this is starboard side. Forward. Okay, so now I have one section there where things can rest on, a section here where everything will rest on. I wanted to have one in the center as well, but there's no beams that I can connect to. And I have the access hatch below for opening the toilet inlet. And then I will obviously have a section at the very end. I think I will also add one below to give additional structure there. So let's work on that. You can go here. Up. Okay. Up. Do not slip, Jannica. Do not slip. Hoppa. All right, can I get down? Good. So Ta-da! I hope it was slightly elegant and not completely crazy looking. The details are difficult. The details now are difficult. Okay, let's think this through. 2025 has not been an easy year. But I really meant it, that I believe that I will fall on my feet and that maybe a lot of good things will come out of this rather difficult time or year. And if you want to support me during this process, I created a Ko-fi account. It is similar to Patreon if you know that platform more. And you can choose to send me a tip or monthly support if you prefer that. But certainly know that even if right now my financial and home situation is not the most secure, I am sure I can turn this around at some point again. So if 2025 was also difficult for you, I am sending you a big hug. And maybe you want to invest your money into something you have always wanted to do and bring yourself a little bit of joy. I guess we all need that from time to time. I know that I said I would build the bed today, but there might be a really big plot twist in the best way. Because yesterday I had someone stop by the boat and actually giving me a very good idea that the leak might not be on the side where we thought it's the sealant letting in all the water. Now that we've closed the sealant and there's still the same amount of water coming in, the leak might be at a different place. And that would mean that it might be easier to fix. But knock on all the wood that you have around you watching this video right now, please. If it is this, then the question is still if there's any further damage. But in order to close the leak, it's a big project, but it's not as big as we originally thought, where we thought that we have to take off the side plank and then somehow reinforce the connection between the deck and the hull. And for that I would probably need to put down the mast, and oh, that would have been so big. And like with what I think it might be truly, it's still a big project, but nothing comparable. So let's have a look. Let's see. Let's get some input whether it is that part. It's already a bad sign, or in my case now a good sign. Because these screws don't have any sealant. That was a bit too easy. I wanted to see if there's a technical diagram of the hull. So the question that is right now there is that we thought it's the side where it's leaking in, but it might be the top where there's all the railing and everything attached. For me, originally that didn't make any sense because I thought the wood was just attached on the top, and I thought it's a really stupid idea because it's not so safe, as the wood can just come off, but there's no screws or anything holding that wood in. So it might be that it's one big piece of wood on the top, and then in the center it goes all the way down to the hull and deck connection. And that is kind of the wood that I see down here, or also where it's simply draining in, because it's quite a wide area, so something has to be in between. If the wood on the top just gets screwed in without any sealant, like we now saw, then it could mean that there's a lot of water coming in there. So now, instead of opening up a lot of spaces, I'm gonna take a look down here and I'm gonna check what the situation is right now, and then I'm gonna pour water over, trying to do it at exactly that area and only in those holes, and see if anything comes through. But I cannot pour this water over the side where we have the sealant, because I need to know that it's coming from here. So let's see if I can make that work. A syringe would have been better, but Using a hose was not really an option because there would have been a lot of water that would go onto the side of the boat, and then I would still not know whether it's the side that's leaking or the top, but luckily there was a solution coming the next days. No, not the case. This is not a problem. It would be crazy if so much water is coming from there, unless that one is leaking as well. Let's have a look first, before I take the next area apart. But I don't think that's the case here now. Let's see. Obviously it will also take some time to get through, but nothing. Not as easy as I hoped. It's not the railing. That one gets bolted on the side of that deck attachment, and the deck attachment gets screwed in on the side. But it could still be the drains. I'm getting tired. I'm really exhausted from all of this. I just want to find the solution. This is where the boat has been helping me a lot the last weeks. Because I just have to continue. I just do one step after another, and at some point I'll get there. But if I just overthink everything, I'll never get there. It finally rained, and I got a little bit sick. Which was so clear that I would be getting sick because I've been going pretty much non-stop since beginning of October. Just trying to somehow stay afloat on all the changes that were happening in my life. But one day I'm gonna get a new baseline, and I will have built the new base of my new life with work and with home and just the structures that go around that. So now that it was raining, I could finally test if the leak is actually from the side panel, which I put some tarp on top, so that is sealed off. There's no water coming in there, but there's still water coming into the boat, which of course then means that the side panel is not the leak. It might be the top area that I showed you before. So now I'm trying to get the whole railing off, or all the parts that are sticking out high, so that I can put a tarp also around that wooden part before the Christmas days are coming. So everything is tight, just trying to get things done, but also I'm finally not putting too much pressure on myself anymore. It's gotta be fine, even if I don't finish everything and it's not perfect. And I have almost 50% now soon done of the railing, and it's taking me a couple of hours. So I'm just outside in the rain, working on that, trying to get that off. And of course, when I put the tarp on, I need to make sure that it's still letting the wood dry and get some air. So I'm only gonna fix it on some areas so that it stays in place. And other areas I will leave open so that air can still be flowing and the wood can still breathe, because it is wet. Today it's the whole day raining, so nothing I can do about that. I'm at least trying to slow down right now before the holidays. Difficult. Difficult when there's so much water coming into the boat and you want to live on it after the holidays, but it will work in some way. It will work in some way.
It's made of something real. It's made of something sweet. Times words don't go that deep.